Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. Publicly Buzzed live on the air on a Thursday night. It's been a while since we did a classic older story. I found this one that is pretty interesting. It came through my Twitter feed, actually, the old X feed yesterday, and I thought it was pretty interesting. This guy was on Hee Haw. I don't know if anybody grew up or watched Hee Haw when they were younger. It started in 1969, and this is a gentleman by the name of Stringbean. All right, his name was Aikman, Stringbean Aikman, David Stringbean Aikman. So we're going to be talking about him. Him and his wife were murdered on a night in 1973 after filming on Hee Haw and performing, actually. So we're going to get into that story, and yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. Please hit the like, give this the old share, post it on X, on Twitter. If you guys could give it a share on there, that'd be super helpful. Get the word out there. Thanks, guys, coming at you.
Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. What is going on? Publicly Buzzed Live is on the air. Let me refresh the old Botrix chat, see if they can get that going. Welcome in, everybody. I got Dan the man backstage here. We're going to be, like I said in the opening there, kind of going over a classic story here. It's been a minute since we've done this. This one came through my feed yesterday, and I thought it was interesting enough to go over. And I found an article that goes in depth about that night in question, a little bit about Stringbean himself and his wife, and also found, I'm going to try to match this up, I found this YouTube video that I believe is literally reading this exact article from 2014 that I found on the Tennessean. And my plan is to read this myself, me and Dan take turns reading this, and see if I can get the video just kind of playing up in the corner here. And because it's really just showing images that are familiar to the area of Stringbean. So, and it was about 20 miles from Nashville, Tennessee. But we're going to get in there. We'll start getting some more info. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. Let me see who's hanging out. Who's hanging and banging here tonight with Publicly Buzzed. First of all, let me jump over here to Dan, and then I'll take care of that part. What's up, Dan? What's up, dude?
Hey.
What are you doing, man?
Chilling, enjoying a couple days off. Trying to. It's not really days off because there's a reason for it, but I'm still enjoying a beer or two here.
I actually put in for my vacation. Yeah, I'm going to be taking a vacation the week of July 15th. So I'm getting freaking stoked about that, dude.
Sweet. You going anywhere? Doing anything? Got any plans?
Probably just hang out here. Yeah.
That's the best kind. That's the ones I do.
Yeah, I'm actually super stoked about not doing much at all, except for probably working on channel stuff, honestly. But I'm excited just to kind of chill out for a minute. I think that's going to be awesome.
I haven't done my week vacation this year. I haven't figured it out, but yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do that. I got to figure that out.
And then after that, I think I may even have an extra week there that I got, which I save extra days for Gypsy because I know that I'm going to end up needing them. So yeah. I keep trying to refresh my Botrix chat and I can't get it to go. Hopefully it'll jump in here on us, guys.
Being lazy.
It is being lazy here tonight. I'm going to look here in the chat just real quick. Who did show up to hang and bang with us here tonight? Mandy. I see Mandy hanging out here. That's right. Vacay on the big deck. That's right. I'm going to be coming over to Dan's actually just during the day and get day drunk on his deck.
Oh, yeah.
City Kitty's hanging out. City Kitty, I know, is excited about this. Being from Tennessee, they know about Stringbean. I've had multiple people actually tell me that today. Dizzy, Disney Nerd, Missy Mayhem hanging and banging, Jersey Gin in the house, Laura in the house. Where's the Pickles hanging and banging also? Pammy, welcome in here, guys. Kai, welcome in here. Carrie, thank you very much. Everybody, appreciate Todd's in here. Thanks, guys. We are still doing the Wheel of Spins. I still have that guy hanging out over here. And from the last episode, the Murder Church on Tuesday, Jersey Jen is sitting on top there from the last. I think she sent me a Ko-Fi for a coffee that night. And she was the last person to send me anything. She is going to be starting the new wheel out here. So that is still up for play for any donations. If you guys do send anything, whether that's gifting memberships. First of all, if you're just hanging out here and you're not familiar, please turn gifted memberships on because we have incredibly amazing people that gift all the time. But also, if you guys are giving anything out, whether that's through YouTube here itself or through Cash App, Venmo, or anything like that, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the email. So, because I'm actually bad for that and actually had to get told through the chat on Murder Church to look about Jay. He's like, hey, it looks like Jersey Jen sent you something. So if anything like that's coming through, I'll be checking as well to get your name on that wheel.
So how many giveaways have there been? I know the one from Friday. There's been 3.
It's been 3 so far. Yeah, Bonnie Bailey won the last shirt. I just told her in the chat, please go to publiclybuzzed.com, pick out anything on the merch store that is yours, and I will arrange that and get that sent to you.
Very cool.
Yeah, man.
I love this new thing. This marketing initiative. I don't know what you call this thing, but
yeah, trying to honestly get. I think it's a cool way to kind of give back a little bit, right? We have so many nice freaking people here that are always doing cool stuff. So,
yep,
it's pretty sweet. Like I said, it's probably not indefinite, but I'm going to keep it around for a little while, and we're going to have some fun with it. One thing that I think that I need to do for the week that I'm off, July 15th, dude, so I've been talking about it, I've been mentioning it randomly, and I think it needs to be laid down. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take a Feral Friday to maybe do one of those shows where we kind of do some votes and some discussions to see what it should be, but one night, we're going to have to do an all-nighter that week, I think.
Okay.
And probably a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
But, and hold on, I knew I was going to fuck this up, and that's why I wrote it down. Hold on. Summer slumber party sleepover all-nighter is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be having a nice hang session, and what the Feral Friday beforehand is going to be, basically, it's going to be us voting to see what genre of film we're going to be watching. Okay?
Okay.
So get ready for that. So, yeah. And are you going to be on board for that, Dan? The all-nighter or just partial nighter?
Maybe partial. I don't know about all night.
Staying all night. That's a yes.
We'll see.
You'll be here all night long.
We'll see how that turns out.
So yeah, and that'll be on Kick, guys. That'll be exclusively on Kick. We'll be playing. We've done a couple. We did a Halloween all-nighter. We did a New Year's one with Twilight Zone. So this will be, I think, the third official all-nighter. Twilight Zone I kind of flaked out on because I'd hurt my knee right after Christmas, and about 2 a.m. I was like, you know what, I'm out. Not like I was sitting down here, and
I remember, yeah.
But this one I'm going to try to pull through as long as I can. The first one went to about 6:30 in the morning, and it actually was what I would consider an all-nighter.
Yeah, that's an all-nighter. The sun was coming up.
I see Laura once on the wheel. I missed Feral Friday last week, and it made me sad. Last week was awesome too. We played Pineapple Express.
Had a good time.
We had a really good time last week.
I barely watched the movie. I was fucking with cameras and trying to do little bits and.
And then, I'll get your name on the wheel here, Laura. Actually, I'm going to put a note here. I don't want to forget about that. I'm just going to keep that going.
I'm always working on Feral Friday bits, guys. Always. I'm always thinking about new ways to do bits on Feral Friday. I love it. It's fun.
I love it. And also, let me give you a little love. Hold on, Laura. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
What I need to do is buy more stuff. Buy I don't know, just fun stuff, props, I guess.
Dude, I keep saying it, and I haven't done it. I need to just get on Amazon and buy some freaking wigs. Not maybe even to wear for the entire Murder Church, but to just randomly pull out with some
Oh, for Phil Spector, that would be
yeah. And I do a lot of jokes on there anyways, but
yeah.
Have you seen my joke on there with the we always have a continuous live feed of Phil Spector?
Huh?
It's special to Murder Church. Anytime we want, we can see a close up live feed of Phil Spector. Have you seen that?
Oh no,
Let me pull this in here. I arranged this specific for Murder Church. A live shot at all times. Ghoul Phil Spector hanging out.
Literally.
Yeah. Just like I said, we have a lot of jokes that I already do on
Murder
Church. So Yeah, dude. I think I got to get some. Where the fuck is Botrix tonight? It's killing me now. Now I don't like it. Now I'm mad. Yeah. Now it hasn't woke up. I've went over here. I've refreshed. I've signed in and out.
I'm becoming the lowest form of comedian. I'm becoming a prop comedian, Mandy.
Get pissed off here. Getting pissed off. Gail's coming through. $10. Wants on the wheel, baby. Let's go. Put your name right here, Nerdlore. We have 3 now on that wheel. All right. So, let me see. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. And Jessica for Justice rolling through here. What's up, Jessica? And it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Jessica.
Oh, also. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah. So, Dan, do you want to take turns with me reading through this story?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, of
Son
course.
Of a bitch.
Of course. I would love to.
God. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. And then, my plan is to play this while I read it. And it's just kind of showing images.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
You see that beside the gear on that YouTube video? Click that button. Hang on. Why did that not work? Works on mine.
What are you trying to do? I just put a little window here so it could
display. Never mind. It only works if you stay on YouTube. So never mind. Never mind.
I'm gonna go back here just a second.
I thought it would make like a picture-in-picture where like you didn't have any other stuff. Because if you full screen that window real quick, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Full screen the whole browser, yeah, and then click that button. There you go. Now click that button. See, and you'll see it pops down in the corner. I thought that you could browse to other websites while it was down in there.
Gotcha. That would have been cool.
It doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
No. They got to make it hard. Now, I'm just going to let it play here while I kind of read through here. But this is a crazy story. This is a really crazy story. Stringbean, again, in the chat, who is familiar with Stringbean and not only the Grand Ole Opry, Hee Haw television show? Do you remember watching Hee Haw, Dan?
I don't remember watching it, to be honest with you.
Really? I have
but I know about it,
memories of it. And I don't remember if it was actually just reruns, but, it was on TNN.
Maybe I did. I'm not 100% sure.
The Nashville Network. On November 10th, 1973, Tex Ritter stood on the Ryman Auditorium stage and brought David Stringbean Aikman to the Grand Ole Opry. Stringbean, like Grandpa Jones since the Hee Haw shows, is playing a lot of colleges, Ritter said. He's playing all over the country and he doesn't work for his old price anymore. Give a hand to Stringbean. And they did, and the scarecrow-looking banjo player shuffled his way into the view of the Ryman crowd. He told a joke about informing a curious ticket holder that he was part of the show and that the woman responding, "Lord help the other part." Then he said, "Let's have a sing-along." And also, as you can see him right here, he did a comedy act where he wore an extremely long T-shirt, and he wore pants that were super short, so it looked like he had an incredibly long torso. And he's already a tall as fuck guy.
Cool little gimmick.
And they did, with Stringbean's voice in the forefront. When you live out in the country, everybody is your neighbor. On this one thing you can rely, he's saying. And perhaps you could, but it hasn't been that way in Middle Tennessee for 40 years. On the chilled morning of November the 11th, 1973, Stringbean, 57, and his wife Estella, 59, were found murdered on their Goodlettsville property out in the country. The killings were cause for grieving, anger, and paranoia, and marked the end of the country music's innocent era. It was a subculture where everyone dealt in handshakes, promises, and word of mouth with no fear of betrayal, said Steve Gibson, whose father, Kurt Gibson, performed with Stringbean that final night at the Opry. The best qualities of any small town really defined Nashville as Music City, and with the violent, brutal murders of Stringbean and Estella, everyone had to rethink all of that. We started looking over our shoulders and wondering what was happening. Earlier that year, Stringbean and Estella Aikman had tried unsuccessfully to convince Gibson's family to move to the farmhouse next to the Aikman's little cabin in Goodlettsville near Ridgetop, 20 miles north of Nashville. They told us how safe and serene it was, said Gibson, who was 13 at the time. We visited the place, and Estella told my mother we could leave a bucket of money on our front porch and be gone on tour all summer. Come back, and it'd still be here. She told my mother, we're so happy here. We want to live in this little cabin till the day we die. The tiny cabin was room enough for the Aikmans, who were comfortable in each other's presence and who shared enthusiasms for hunting, fishing, and country life. Stringbean Aikman never learned to drive, and Estella Aikman ferried him to tour dates, the Opry, and syndicate television shows. Hee-haw, and the couple's one extravagance. Each year, Stringbean Aikman bought a brand new Cadillac, always paying in cash. On Ridgetop, Tennessee in 1973, the Brown Boys killed Stringbean and Estella. The reason for it all was in the bib of his overalls. At least that's what the Brown Boys would tell. The Ballad of Stringbean and Estella. Stringbean Aikman, you want to read a little bit?
I think it's just Estelle, unless you've heard somebody say otherwise.
Oh, Estelle. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I haven't. You want to read a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. I just that correct me. It's not a Publicly Buzz unless you get a name correct.
I'm pretty good at that.
All right. Let's see. Stringbean Aikman was born on the 4th of July, 1916, in the Green Hills of Jackson County, Kentucky. He learned to play banjo as a teenager and joined Opry star Bill Monroe's band in 1943, impressing Monroe with his baseball skills as much as his banjo. Monroe's band members were required to play hardball as his Bluegrass Boys drummed up interest on tour by playing games against locals. To his fans, Stringbean Aikman seemed pleasant, gangly, and peculiar, which is how his friends thought of him as well. He sang songs such as "I'm the Man That Rode the Mule Around the World" and "How Many Biscuits Can You Eat?" while wearing baggy shirts tucked into tiny pants belted just above the knees. Little Jimmy Dickens gave him his first such pair of pants. He used apple vinegar as shaving lotion and rubbing alcohol as deodorant. Wow.
It's old school, baby.
Yeah. He borrowed a Jackie Gleason expression, "How sweet it is," and used it as his signature line, explaining that if it was good enough for Gleason, it's good enough for him, and also that his fans didn't know who Gleason was. He's just stealing lines, baby. He'd slaughter, smoke, and eat pigs, but wouldn't touch anything from a cow. No beef, no dairy. He made extra money. All right, he's my mortal enemy. He made extra money hunting wild ginseng and selling it to the Chinese. And as many people knew, he kept wads of $100 bills in his overalls. Well, there you go.
It's not smart. I mean, you're living in the country. You're not used to. I mean, it's not a good move. It's not a smart move, no matter how you look at it. It's hard to. You can't justify that.
Not a good thing to be known for sure.
Right. That's a good point.
String flashed money mostly to his friends, says the old-time musician Lester Armistead, who was Stringbean Aikman's friend and neighbor. He was so happy that he was making a living playing the banjo and that he got to live on a farm doing what he wanted. He called his instrument the Five, as in the five-string banjo. Asked whether he had medical insurance, he'd say, "Nah, just me and the five." He was uniquely string, said Don Light, who booked Aikman on college and festival dates. One time, some of the Opry performers were trying to get him to sign a petition about how the people on the Opry weren't getting paid enough. He was in the alley outside the Ryman waiting for Estelle to bring the Cadillac around, and they were trying to get him to sign the petition. She drove up and popped the trunk, and he said, "Boys, all I can tell you is, when I got here, I was a-walking." Then he got in the passenger side and went to Goodlettsville. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, sorry.
Aikman married the former Estelle Stanfield, a Maury County native, in 1945, the year he left Monroe's band. The couple's best friends were fellow banjo player Grandpa Jones and Jones's wife, fiddler and singer Ramona Jones. They were such gentle people, both of them, Ramona Jones said. Sweet, gentle people that loved nature and spent most of their free time fishing on a creek. We bought a farm together in 1955. We lived in the White House that was closer to the Baker Road. And Stringbean and Estelle lived in the small cabin just behind that house. They said they should take the small one because we had children, and they didn't. In the late 1950s, the Jones family moved to Washington, D.C. area, and Aikman took The Aikmans took possession of the White House, though they continued to live in the cabin. Within a year, the Joneses returned to Middle Tennessee, and they bought a house down the road from the old farm. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, interviewed for November 17, 1973 WSM-AM radio special hosted by Al Vokes. Grandpa Jones said of the Aikmans they were just about as happy as a couple as I'd ever seen. I think they suited each other the best of any two people I've ever seen. Bluegrass Hall of Famer Mac Wiseman was also close to the Aikmans. We'd sit and visit at that little cabin like kinfolks do, says Wiseman, who was 88. I remember sitting on the porch of their cabin, dangling my feet on the ground, and we'd ride in the car together, traveling to appearances. He wore funny clothes on stage, but in the car he'd always be dressed nicely, with a sports coat and a pair of trousers. I remember those nice trousers over them long, slithered legs. He didn't pay for those nice clothes, though. String and Estelle would squirrel hunt, and they would get so many squirrels they'd get tired of eating them. Opera star George Morgan didn't hunt, and he would trade String clothes for squirrels. Stringbean's last song. The night of Stringbean Aikman's final opera appearance, he sang "Y'all Come" and "Hillbilly Fever." Then he, Estelle, and the Jones family, Grandpa Ramona, and children Mark and Elisa, sat backstage for a while and talked about the pending week's plans. Stringbean and Grandpa were going to Virginia on a week-long hunting trip, so their wives planned to gather for a special dinner on Tuesday evenings. String's aversion to red meat was such that he couldn't stand the smell of it. That is crazy. So this was a rare chance for Estelle Aikman to have a steak. Oh my God, this man was Jay. What is happening? Stringbean.
Wonder why he didn't like cows.
Yeah, I'll take a hog. Stringbean Aikman's second Opry, Slaughter of the Night, came at 10:18 p.m.
They were godly. Like, is that Hinduism?
I'm sure. I bet they were Christians. But yeah,
I'm sure. I'm joking, but yeah, I think the Hindus believe that cows are godlike and they don't use cow products.
Yeah, I think that's right. While waiting to go on stage, he gave an interview to freelance writer Stacey Harris talking about the popularity of Hee Haw and about the origins of his nickname. Ace Martin up in Lexington, Kentucky, when I first started in radio, he couldn't remember my name. He said, "Come here, Stringbean, and play us a tune." And that's the way it started. That interview would run in a Nashville banner on November 12th underneath the bold print headlines about the murder. Aikman and Kurt Gibson reappeared on the Ryman stage to form Going to the Grand Ole Opry, To Make Myself a Name, and Hot Corn, Cold Corn. After walking off to an applause, Aikman and Gibson rehearsed a song for the next week's Opry. They went back there and sang one called "Lord, I'm Coming Home," Steve Gibson says. That was the last song String ever sang, and it was a rehearsal. That's pretty crazy. The last lines of the last song Aikman sang are coming home, never more to roam, open wide, thine arms of love, Lord, I'm coming home.
What is this video doing in the corner? Did you just see that image a second ago? It was like, I guess they tried to recreate or doing a very poor recreation of him getting shot.
Yeah, I think they're probably using some stock stuff.
Yeah, well, there was an AK-47. I don't think he was shot with an AK-47.
Probably not. He put his stage outfit into a bag that held various items, including Stringbean Aikman then changed into his bib overalls, into which his life had sewn an inside pocket where he was carrying $3,182 in cash. In 1973, that's insane.
Wow.
I mean, that'd be insane now to even carry that around. But he put his stage outfit into a bag that held various items, including a .22 caliber pistol. Then he and Estelle Aikman, who herself was carrying $2,150 in her bra, got in their new Cadillac and would.
Dude, they had $5,000 chilling on them. In what year was this? 76?
1973.
73? That's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of fucking money, dude. Just as comparison, $20,000 in 1973 is $161,000 today.
How much did you say?
$20,000 today is $161,000.
So like a fifth of that or a fourth of that.
I mean, it's like having $75,000. It'd be a lot of fucking money.
It'd be somewhere in the 30s, somewhere in $30,000, like having $30,000 on your person today.
Then he and Estelle Aikman, who was also carrying this, got into their new Cadillac and on their way to Goodlettsville. As they began to drive, Bobby Bear was on the Ryman stage singing Detroit City. The late ride home took about a half hour, and as they turned left into their winding driveway off Barker Station, Sam McGee was on the Opry singing Worry, Worry Blues. In the coming minutes, Billy Grammer would sing What a Friend, Marty Robbins would sing I Walk Alone, and Stringbean Aikman and his wife would die.
35,000.
That's rolling home.
Just in your pocket.
Probably, did they just make it that night? Like, Jesus.
That's crazy, man.
They were living the life. They lived 30 minutes from the Grand Ole Opry, were on television,
they were
making insane money, and just living the best life. You want to do a little bit of there?
No mercy. As the Cadillac's lights shone on his porch, Stringbean Aikman realized something was askew. He removed the .22 from his bag and likely told his wife to wait in the car. He walked alone to his door, beyond which 23-year-old cousins John Brown with a stocking over his head and Doug Brown wearing a Halloween mask were hiding. Stringbean Aikman opened the front door and, according to Doug Brown's court testimony, hesitated for several minutes. Perhaps he was taking in the scene. I'm trying. You might have to scroll up on me here. I'm blocking it. The Brown men had...
Gail out here was going crazy.
Yeah,
Gail's gotten her name on this list 3 times just tonight.
Oh.
And you can be on this whole wheel could be just one name. You can get on this wheel as many times as you want.
And we'll still spin it.
We'll still spin that son of a bitch. So, Gail, get on there. I'm loving it.
Just for the theater.
Love you, Gail.
Let's see. Perhaps he was taking in the scene. The Brown men had torn the cabin apart looking for money that they did not find. They figured that if the money wasn't at the house, it must be on Stringbean himself. They'd heard about the way he flashed cash around, so they waited for him to come home. And then Stringbean entered, holding the gun in his outstretched right hand. He saw Doug Brown to his right and began firing shots. Had he not been holding the gun, perhaps the cousins would not have killed him. Their fuzzy, drug and drink-addled plan was robbery, not murder. But they were both armed. Well, I mean, how can you make that assumption?
Yeah.
They found shotguns.
You're just going by what they're saying later?
Yeah. They found shotguns at the cabin, and John Brown was holding a pistol. He used the pistol to kill Stringbean. The gangly Opry star fell, arms outstretched near the fireplace. Estelle Aikman had moved towards the house, then ran away toward Baker Station Road, screaming for mercy. She fell to her knees, pleading. John Brown, see? They shot her for no reason. So why would you make that earlier assumption? Yeah. But John Brown shot her in the back of the head, and she lay crumpled in the grass. She didn't know who it was, right? According to this story, she didn't sound like she had seen their faces.
Yeah.
So they shot her in cold blood. So I guarantee they would have shot him, regardless of him having a gun or not. Unless they just they shot Stringbean, and all of a sudden they're bloodthirsty.
Yeah. Well, after they're in it, if we're in it. We've already shot him. We got to take her too.
No, they would have killed him anyway. I can almost guarantee it. The Browns searched quickly over the bodies, too quickly to find the.
They didn't even find the money.
Me? Too quickly to find the thousands of dollars the Aikmans had hidden. It was in her bra, and it was just in his overall pocket. How did they not find his at least?
Though they did get $250 in Stringbean's Aikman's front overall pocket. Jesus.
But he had $3,000 on him.
Yeah.
They took the performer's bags and his wife's purse and some guns and rode away in the station wagon that the Aikmans kept for non-business transportation. The next morning before 7 a.m., Grandpa Jones gathered and packed his hunting gear, drove 2 miles to the Aikmans' cabin. As he crested the hill that cold November morning, he noticed there was no smoke coming from the cabin's chimney. Driving to the house, he saw Estelle Aikman's body next to a hickory tree. In woozy shock, he walked toward the house, saw Stringbean's banjo case on the front porch, entered the cabin, and saw his body on the floor in front of the cold fireplace. Telephone wire had been cut, so Jones rushed back to his house, told his wife what had happened, and called the police. Then Grandpa and Ramona Jones returned to the crime scene. Ramona Jones noticed the white frost on Estelle Aikman's dark hair and noticed that Stringbean's radio was on, tuned to WSM. The Brown boys had listened to the Opry while they waited for the Banjo Man. That's great.
So they had heard him play and were like, he's coming.
They knew. Yep. For a year, I couldn't hardly talk about it, Ramona Jones said. It was devastating, a sad time, a trying time. I don't think you ever get over something like that. Our lives were never the same.
Loss of innocence. Let's see here. The pastoral farm soon buzzed and bustled as investigators, media, neighbors, and Opry friends arrived to survey, console, and comprehend. They were our best friends, and we liked them so much, Grandpa Jones told Nashville Banner reporter Bill Hance. I feel really sorry for the people who did it. I just can't understand why anyone would do such a thing. Stringbean Aikman would have hated the noise and attention. Television and radio stations and both daily Nashville newspapers provided exhaustive coverage of the hunt for the killers. Country stars pondered security options, and many of them became uncomfortable with providing the easy access that they had afforded fans. A week later, musician Jimmy Widener, who often played the Opry as Hank Snow's rhythm guitarist, was robbed, beaten, and shot to death in a Nashville alley, and no one could pretend that the country music world was somehow immune to violence and horror. Country stars now needed wall security and protection beyond a pistol shoved into a battered old bag. Suddenly, things that had seemed normal for country musicians, like living in unsecured neighborhoods or drinking with fans and admirers at Tootsie's, seemed dangerous. Nashville music had seen tragedy, like the 1963 plane crash that killed Patsy Cline, Cowboy Copas, Hacksaw Hawkins, and Randy Hughes. It had seen reckless waste, like the pills and booze-addled death of Hank Williams in 1953, but until 1973 it had not known murder. And now murder was accompanied by a frenzied and elongated publicity campaign. As the investigation and trial played out, Stringbean Aikman already had taped a year's worth of Hee Haw episodes, so he remained a contemporary television star, even as the prosecutors tried his killers. Wow, he was still on TV. That's crazy.
Yep.
He was an awesome banjo player, and I love to hear him sing, said Leroy Troy, an old-time banjo player who starred on Hee Haw. I was 7 when Stringbean died. I remember hearing about it on the radio when we were driving back home from South Carolina. After that, I remember watching Hee Haw and seeing Stringbean on it and didn't understand how he could be on the television and be dead. That'd be trippy for a kid for sure. There you go.
Parole denied.
Yeah, this is a crazy story.
Yeah, it is. The past 40 years have brought expansion and enrichment to Nashville. It is now a metropolis that String and Estelle Aikman would not recognize. Their little cabin has gotten a couple of facelifts, but the property Mac Wiseman calls a hollowed place is still recognizable. Musicians Brian and Tiffany Buchanan bought the cabin this year, moving from East Nashville in part because of neighborhood worries. Concerned about rising crime, they moved to country music's most legendary crime scene. They took in the kitchen where Doug Brown had hid as Stringbean Aikman opened the door 40 years ago. On the mantle above the fireplace, they placed Stringbean's memorabilia, including an album cover that features Aikman sitting in front of that fireplace. They often explore Baker's Station Cave, accessible from their backyard. Stringbean Aikman used to hang hams in that cave. And in a full circle happenstance, Brian Buchanan doesn't drive. Tiffany Buchanan takes him to work in Nashville. One of Stringbean and Estelle's killers, Doug Brown, died in 2003, ending his life sentenced to prison. John Brown, who fired the pistol that killed Stringbean in a struggle and Estelle Aikman as she fled, is now 63. The Tennessee Board of Probation and Parole has declined his request for release 4 times, with the Aikman's friends from the Opry appearing at hearings to oppose his release. He was released on parole in November of 2014.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the 1990s, some news organizations reported that $20,000 in severely deteriorated, unusable cash had been found behind a chimney brick in the Aikman's little cabin. But neighbors and researchers find this a dubious claim. In the month after the couple was murdered, police turned the cabin into an investigation headquarters, and they searched every inch of the place.
So they're saying that's not true.
Yeah,
just kind of a bullshit thing. Wow.
Maybe a little myth, a little wives' tale or something.
Let's see here. Remembering Stringbean. In 1974, Stringbean sideman Kurt Gibson went to work for Hank Snow, replacing slain guitarist Jimmy Widener. Murder cost Gibson one job and gained him another. That's pretty crazy. With Snow, Gibson went to play at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison and San Quentin shows have been well received, and other stars were doing similar concerts, and one of the Brown boys was assigned to carry sound equipment. When my dad found out who it was, he said, I used to work for Stringbean and he and I were close friends, Steve Gibson says. He said, I want you to know that Stringbean was a very forgiving man. If I could say anything for him to you, it would be that he'd want you to know something good want you to do something good to help others. And then Hank Snow found out that the Brown Boys were in the audience and refused to go on with the show. 40 years to the day of the killing, Stringbean and Estelle Aikman are remembered as people of simple kindness and endearing peculiarities. They are remembered for their disquieting final moments, and it is not those moments that define them. They were killed for greed and for meanness, but by desperate people. But they themselves were contented people, secure and unworried. They lived an amazing sounding life. If you knew Stringbean, you had love for him. His Hee Haw co-star, the late Buck Owens, said in 1973, he was at peace with himself, at peace with the world. The murders of Stringbean and Estelle helped create a Nashville world with which they never could have been at peace. These were not modern people. Even 40 years ago, they were beautiful. What is that word? Anachronisms?
Anachronisms? I'd have no idea what that means.
Their likes will not again be known. Perhaps they rest in peace. Certainly they lived in peace. Would that they had died that way? Yeah, they died in a terrible way, but man, like actually hearing about the way that they lived a very unique life. Like that's pretty wild. Like a super sad ending, horrible, and okay. I hate the fact that somebody got paroled in 2014, honestly, but
I get anachronism. So chronological is in order, right? And anachronism is something that's out of order, and an event placed out of, or like before its time. A time should have happened. Yeah.
Gotcha. I was not going to grab that one at all. Nice little
word.
Google search, though. Yeah, dude, that was a crazy story. That one came through my feed. It was one of those Twitter feeds that just posts crazy shit. And I started digging a little more, and I was like, man, you know what? I want to do an entire show on that. I want to read this entire story.
Yeah, they seem like incredible people. I'd like to go back and watch some of his stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find some stuff, actually. I'm not going to try to show anything on here, of course, but yeah, I want to see if there's anything still out there where you could, dude, he died in 73. I mean, that's before anybody was really, especially in this area, would have had VCRs. I mean, there's probably something. I'm going to do a quick look right now.
There's got to be some stuff, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sure there's like recordings, like Hee Haw had their own way of recording stuff, so. And those have probably been released at some point.
I see a couple things. I do see a couple things. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wild one, dude. It's nuts. Sad as shit, though. But can you imagine? You live 30 minutes, you're on the Grand Ole Opry, you're on a show, you're singing at the Grand Ole Opry, working for a television show called Hee Haw, which is insane. You're making a shitload of money, going on tour, and you're living in a cabin. Yep. I mean, on your person at any time could be 30 grand in today's equivalent of funds. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like that they just carried around money like that. And I can understand like not trusting banks and stuff, but keeping it in your pocket is wild.
I did, and it wasn't in that part of the story, but when I was doing a little bit of other reading about Stringbean, it said that he didn't like banks because coming from the era of the Great Depression. So totally makes sense.
I guess when the Great Depression happened, they didn't have any sort of regulations protecting your money.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I guess those people actually lost everything. Like,
because now we have FDIC insurance, and which isn't. I mean, if you're like really rich, it's not that helpful. It's only $200,000 on your account, you know.
Yeah.
But at least it's something.
Yeah, City Kitty, I'd like to see some actually well done documentary. There are some longer vids on YouTube too, like hour and a half and stuff. So, yeah, here's one video. It shows him with Earl Scruggs and the Foggy Mountain Boys.
Oh shit!
So he was the real deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to it because I love bluegrass, and
I do too. I bet he kills it. I'm just watching him pick, and you can tell he's killing it. Like,
yeah.
Hey, get in here, Simmy. You just missed the story. You're gonna have to watch that on the replay crew. This is an interesting one. It's a wild one. Who's in here right now? What's Gabby doing? What's up, Gabby? I saw you got gifted a membership. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad you popped in. Hits the old like ski. Helps us out.
You got everybody that needs to be added to the wheel.
Yeah, let me add everybody that will, and let me also call out everybody while we were reading that real quick. Yeah, of course, Gail coming through with the $10. Gail is the MVP tonight. She came through with the $10.
Dude, she's going on 3 times.
2 gifted memberships, and yeah, she's going to be on there 3 times. And then Sweet Lou gifted out a membership. Thank you so much, Sweet Lou. And then right here at the end, let me give her a little bit of love right now. RX Girl getting on that whale too with the $1.99. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Fill it up.
Appreciate it.
You better be spinning that thing tomorrow night, baby.
I hope so. Because I'm not going to put everybody on here right now if we don't need to. So, but I'm just going to count. Yeah. So that's got us to Gail 3 times there. 1, 2, 3. Sweet Lou and then RX Girl. So I think we're about halfway full. So yeah.
Here we go.
Right there. Dom's mom coming in here with 2 months. Damn. Hell yeah. You've been with us 2 months now, Dom's mom. Appreciate that. That's fucking dope.
It is.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Can't beat that. So what are we doing tomorrow night, Dan?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Holly Berry reading our minds. I don't know either.
Guardian.
I will say this, and I don't know. I know we usually don't do multiple weeks of back-to-back movies. Usually do something mixed in. But this morning, everyone talking about Quentin Tarantino made me want to watch a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down.
Now the question is, which Quentin Tarantino movie? They're all amazing. We're going hard on Pulp Fiction.
The most recent one I watched was Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight I've seen probably like 5 times.
Maybe my new favorite. I haven't really decided.
Hateful Eight fucking
really fucking love Hateful Eight though.
Dude, it's so fucking good. But dude, I can't. It's the only one I've ever watched. Literally, it ended, and I just rewatched it immediately. Was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Also really good. I watched
it literally ended, and I rewatched it.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
like I was like, I need that again in my veins. So that's a great one.
I watched it a second time not long ago too. It was before Hateful Eight, I think. Actually, you know, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember which one.
How many times have you seen Hateful Eight?
I think 3.
Okay, yeah. That's one you can put on and you're not turning it off.
I think it may be my favorite.
You're going to be on the whole fucking movie.
Well, and I watched.
Dude, I'm a big Jackie Brown guy though. I love Jackie Brown.
Yeah, I've seen Jackie Brown a couple times, I think.
Like, it doesn't get the love of the rest of them does, but it's fucking dope. Like,
one that I haven't seen a ton of, but I love it a lot, is Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is great.
Pulp Fiction I've probably seen like 10 times. Like that.
Pulp Fiction I've definitely seen the most. Here's one interesting tidbit. I've seen Kill Bill Part 1 multiple times. I've only seen Kill Bill Part 2 once.
Yeah.
I've never done the full thing together.
For some reason, the Kill Bills never hit me that great. Like it never struck a vibe
they're your
with
least
me.
Favorites.
They're my least favorites. I think they're still good, but I
like them.
I think I need to watch them again, maybe.
That's the Hateful Eight one, Sweet Lou.
No, that's Django Unchained.
Oh no, that's Django. Yeah, my bad.
Django's also
Django's
really
good too. Yeah, I
good.
mixed up the Western ones. Yeah, the Hateful Eight has what's to do with the beard? Like the German dude. He's German in the movie.
Beard.
He's like the nice dressed one that's at the.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
He's also in Django. He's also in Django.
Yes,
he's been the entire. Like that dude's a fucking good actor. Like that dude's amazing.
Yeah.
God, Django's fucking good too, though. Inglourious Bastards. Inglourious Bastards might be my least favorite. I love Inglourious Bastards. It's great, but I would put it under Kill Bill.
Yeah. I like that one a lot too.
Man,
yeah, it's crazy. It's tough.
Yeah, how are we going to choose? We can't even get through this conversation.
I think if I had to put in a vote, I might say Reservoir Dogs.
Damn, Reservoir Dogs vote.
That might be.
That's a great film, dude.
Besides Jackie Brown, that might be the one that I haven't seen. Like, it's been the longest that I haven't seen.
Man, Jackie Brown is fun. Yeah, we might do Reservoir Dogs just because that's one of the least talked. I mean, it's not one of the least talked about ones, but it's one of the least ones that you see. Like for me, anyways, it's the first Tarantino feature. Gail, damn, Gail, you got on there again. $10. Thank you so much.
Another one that I'm not sure if it doesn't.
Gail wants his damn shirt.
I don't know if it really counts,
Dom's
but
mom's on the wheel. Sorry, Dan.
I don't know if it really counts, but From Dusk Till Dawn is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, is he just in that one?
He was a writer, I
don't know if
believe,
he's probably a writer too.
but I don't think he directed.
Another one that he's 4 Rooms. Have you ever seen 4 Rooms?
No.
He's in that, and he's
Barry mentioned that just now.
Dude, 4 Rooms is fucking awesome. Yeah, 4 Rooms is fucking really good. But
So
I don't.
that one. How was he involved in that one?
I know he's in it as an actor. I'm actually looking right now to see if he actually. I know he didn't direct it, but it's got Tim Roth in it. You have Tim Roth's like the bellhop in it. It's set in like a hotel, and basically you're getting, I think, 4 rooms. You're getting 4 different stories from 4 different hotel rooms.
I don't know if I've ever seen this.
Dude, it's trippy, dude. It's fucking. It's full on. Has the Tarantino vibe. Like, let's see. I want to see who all did this. Writers, Robert Rodriguez. He didn't write it or direct it. He's just in it.
What?
That's fucking sweet, dude. It's fucking sweet. There's one of the stories has witches. These witches have one room. This one, I don't want to ruin everything, but one of them has like.
This might be what we watch because I don't think I've seen.
Let's watch 4 Rooms. Fuck it, we're watching 4 Rooms tomorrow night, dude. This movie's crazy, and I'm not going to give away anything crazy right now. But one of them is the room with Quentin Tarantino. It's these guys like partying that are fucking rich. They're loaded, and like they bring in the bellhop who is Tim Roth, who's been bellhopping for all of these rooms all night. And I'm going to stop there. Let's just say that they're very rich, and they're like, "Hey, maybe you could do something here. Would you like to get a little bit of dough from us?" It gets dark. It gets really fucking dark.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
You've seen
I don't
it?
know if I've seen the whole movie, but I've seen the scene with the bellhop.
Okay,
Right.
that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Maybe I've seen the whole movie and I just don't remember anything else, but I remember that part for sure.
Okay. Well, either way, we're gonna watch it. It's been a long time. You don't remember a lot about it, and we've definitely seen all of Tarantino's stuff. So
I'm pretty sure. I guess I probably have seen it. I just didn't like. None of the images were ringing any bells, but I just saw Tarantino with the dude from Hateful Eight and and everything, and I remembered exactly. Yeah, but
I don't even remember all the stories myself. Those are the 2 that's popping out. There's 4 stories though, so there's 2 that I'm forgetting. I'm going to read the storyline. Hold on. This movie features a collaborative directorial efforts of 4 new filmmakers, each of whom directs a segment. I didn't even know that of this comedy. It's a New Year's Eve at a Monsignor Hotel, a former grand old Hollywood hotel, now fallen upon hard times. Often using physical comedy and sight gags, this movie chronicles the slapstick misadventures of Ted the bellhop. He's on his first night of the job when he's asked to help out a coven of witches in their honeymoon suite. Things only get worse when he delivers ice to the wrong room and ends up in a domestic argument at a really bad time. Next, he foolishly agrees to watch a gangster's kids. I do kind of remember that one for him while he's away. And finally, he finishes off the night refereeing a ghastly wager.
that's the one I remember specifically.
Yeah, dude. And it does say comedy. I think it is comedy, but I think it's real dark. I think it's going to be real dark.
Weird. It's like weird. Yeah, let's watch that.
It's going to be real dark. Yeah, we're not even watching a Quentin Tarantino movie. We're watching a movie with Quentin Tarantino in it. That's where we landed up, baby. I like it.
Yeah.
I actually like that better for some reason. Because we can always go back to any of these other movies. So,
yep.
Landed on a fun one here. Bam. That's what I'm talking about.
We have a good time.
Hell yeah. And Gail wants this fucking shirt, baby.
How many times is she on there?
Let's see. She is on this wheel 4 times now. Yeah, the new wheel as of now is going to be Jersey Jen, Laura, Gail 4 times, Sweet Lou, RX Girl, and Dom's mom.
She has a 1 out of 3 chance to get this shirt.
Dude. Crazy. Dom's mom, thank you so much for the $2.99 also. I'm not sure if I said that. I think it did. But yeah, we'll start here tomorrow night.
Dude, I was shutting my door. Like my hands were full. And I was shutting my door with like my elbow, and like the corner of the door, I guess, was like kind of like right here. So when I shut it with my elbow, it just fucking ripped.
Oh God,
dude, it hurt like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, it looks like you got a
big scratch.
Shitty little gash there.
Yeah.
I still got a place of tilling on my leg from the groundhog dog fight, dude.
Oh, did you actually get hurt?
I guess I have no clue how. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I guess when I tackled her on the ground, it's like a huge scrape on my leg that's I've been taking care of for like a week now.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, stupid. I have no clue what happened. I cannot tell you. It actually doesn't even make sense. It looks like it's like like a road rash type thing.
Right.
Like a scrape.
You scraped it on the ground.
But I was on grass. Like,
I mean, it could still happen.
The only thing I can think is right next where it happened. There's this, and I was in jeans. There's this like fucking.
Damn,
it's like a manhole, and it's surrounded by concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have felt that on my fucking shin, even if the adrenaline was pumping. Like it didn't hurt like that. It hurt, but it was like a scratch hurt. Like
yeah,
but it looks like a scrape. Like
you just didn't notice the adrenaline was pumping.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's happened to me before, where like something's crazy's going on, and I don't even the next day I'm like, how the fuck did I not feel that?
Yeah, I have a manhole in my yard. It's right next to my back porch.
Well, it's the water. It's the water.
It's the water meter. It's huge. Yeah. It is the manhole size though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's not.
It's like literally like would be in the middle of a street in New York.
Yeah, water meter things are usually they're not quite as big as like straight up manhole.
This is like street manhole cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's raised up and it's surrounded by concrete.
Oh shit! You have an access point in your yard.
Something's going on. An access point.
Go down there.
We're going. That's gonna be coming to Patreon soon. Steve goes in the sewer. One thing I do want to say real quick, if you are a Patreon member right now, you have a really cool thing that you can do. Also, I'll put up something, was the cat's hanging out today on Patreon that you can check out. But only Patreon members that are paying on Patreon currently can I put a poll up for what should I be cooking for the Patreon peeps. And right now, Grillin' and Chillin' is winning against spaghetti and meat sauce, chicken tacos, and chili beans.
Okay. So
anybody that is on the Patreon side, go and vote and what you'd like to see me cooking on there next. I'm going to try to start doing some spaced out cookboy stuff on the Patreon.
That's awesome.
Get her going, baby.
Always finding new ways to entertain.
Well, I hope it's not a manhole. I hope there's not men living down there.
It's a manhole.
What?
We
used to crawl through the sewer tunnels in my old neighborhood? Whoa, you were a Ninja Turtle?
Remember I had to crawl through. It's not a sewer tunnel, but it's like the drainage.
Yeah.
The fucking tornado ditches in the trailer park. There
I do remember
a drainage pipe that I had to crawl in to get a baseball or some kind of ball. We were playing football or something. And my parents had just bought me this, like, I was fucking young. And, obviously my big brother and his friends could talk me into doing shit because I was the young guy. I was the one trying to fit in. And my parents had just bought me this fucking, like, little baseball outfit that was, like, white with, like, pinstripes. Dude, and I fucking crawled through that thing and came out
remember
guilty.
that, dude.
Dude, Mom was so pissed, dude.
Dude, I remember that, man.
That was like my first time wearing that baseball thing, and it was white with pinstripes. And dude, I came out there filthy, and she was so pissed.
Dude, no, I can like still see the baseball. It was a baseball outfit, right?
I can't remember exactly.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was a fucking baseball outfit.
I was thinking baseball, but then I was thinking it was like confirmation bias because I was wearing a baseball outfit, but nobody else was. It was just me. It was just an outfit that I was wearing. We weren't like, I don't know if we were playing baseball or not, but I do know I was wearing that outfit.
Holy shit.
Specifically.
Holly Berry came through on the old merch store and bought one of the Buzzed Mystery shirts. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Holly. Appreciate it. Right
here. In case
dude, that is the shirt that, so far,
anybody's curious.
I don't know what Bonnie's going to pick, but the other two winners both picked that shirt, so.
Dude, it's so good. I love the design of this shirt.
That is the popular shirt right now. Thanks, Holly. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I was prancing around in my baseball. I bet I have a picture somewhere of me in that outfit.
I could see it, man. It was white and it had blue stripes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dude, it was a baseball outfit, man. Like the shorts. Like
it was shorts.
The whole
like
deal.
Little button-up shirt.
Yeah.
I bet I have a picture of me somewhere wearing that thing.
Oh, Pammy wants on that wheel. $1.99. What the hell? Put me on that fucking wheel. You're on it, baby. You're back on that son of a bitch.
There's no way they put me in that thing and they didn't take a picture of me in it.
So how many we got here? One.
I just wish they would have taken a picture of me in it after I fucked it up in the fucking drainage pipe.
10. I think we're 2 away from a spin.
How many?
2 away, I think, at this point.
That's not bad.
So we should be, if we don't get there before we end the show in just a moment, we should be getting there tomorrow night.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, dude, I'm excited about 4 freaking rooms.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Like, I never know what's going. It basically just it works out. Yeah, Bodrick's chat never showed up tonight.
There's always content. There's always something we can do.
Yeah. It just showed up. What the fuck?
Even if we can't like actually find something, we can just fucking chill and listen to music. Like those shows are fun as hell.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's actually if I go the entire day and we don't land on something relevant, something we've talked about, something that's in our headspace, almost collectively, we do music. So
and a lot of people like
we figure it out
anyway, like the most anyway. So
yeah, those are really popular. People do take those. But keep in your head, everybody, the slumber party movie night. Okay, it's going to be the week. I don't have an exact date nailed down. It's going to be within the next month though, and it's going to be sweet. It's going to be exclusively on Kick, but there will be a Feral Friday before that night to where we pick what genre of film we watch that night. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Dan, you're off tomorrow, you son of a bitch.
I am. Tomorrow is actually tomorrow I don't actually have anything that I have to really do. Like I got to do my normal household shit, but other than that, I don't have to go anywhere or have any responsibility. Saturday, my air conditioner's broken downstairs. So Saturday, I got an AC man coming early in the morning. Today, I was off today too.
It's hot too for that to be going down.
Dude, it's hot downstairs. Today, I'm not off here, Mandy. I'm off for my real job. I'll be here for Feral Friday, but today I was off and I had to take the wife's car to the garage and wait around for 2 hours for them to replace brake pads and rotors, which was expensive as hell. But yeah, tomorrow's I kind of got a free day tomorrow. Saturday I gotta wake up early for that guy. I guess Sunday's kind of a free day too, but Sunday is typically a free day, so that's not unusual.
That's cool though. I mean, you'll still be off the entire day even if you gotta wake up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shit, so
for sure,
that's still rad. No, tomorrow I'm glad it's Friday. Honestly, today went by slow, but this week's kind of been dragging a little bit. It's been steady at work, but yeah, it's like still I'm ready for the weekend. Ready to do the old chiller out, boys and girls. And how's the old deck, Dan? You still hanging out there on the reg?
Yep. Still good.
Hell yeah, dude. We need to do another cookout already. I'm already jonesing for another one.
Yeah, I haven't cooked out this week, but I cooked out last week several times.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
I loved it, man. I like your grill a lot. I'm ready to go back and have another throwdown out there.
Yeah, I like it too. Hell, I might do something this weekend.
Hell yeah, dude.
Maybe Saturday.
Hell, it would be perfect for me to get a shot of the rest of your deck for the members and Patreon. So,
wait, did you actually lose the video? I thought you.
No, my phone, the data, like I didn't have enough data to get the entire. Like no matter what I filmed was gonna not make it long. Like,
I gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
I
my phone was full.
Cutting it into separate videos for some other reason.
No, legit.
You
couldn't.
Lost the
it video. Just ended. Like
I gotcha.
I've got it now, but yeah, I just had it. I mean, you know, it's old phones on. You know, there's a ton of data on here, but old phones that I'm putting on here, and I just add more and more stuff. I'm always shooting videos, always downloading shit. So I wasn't ready for that.
Damn.
His deck literally killed my phone. All right, guys. Love you guys. We're going to get the hell out of here. I will see you all tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to start that party right here on YouTube for Feral Friday. Hang and bang here for just a little bit before we head over to Kick to watch 4 Rooms, guys. All right. If anybody has not seen this movie, you're in for a fun one. They're calling it comedy. It's a dark comedy, okay? But it's fun. I don't think it gets too... I think it's fun. I think fun is the best word for this film, actually. It's dark, but it's really fun and wild. Dan, man, you got anything to say at the end?
No. See y'all tomorrow.
Love you guys. Let's get the hell out of here. Have a great Friday.
Pittsburgh.